Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha and today I'm going to be sharing with you the second collection within the Revolution Jewel Collection. So the Jewel Collection consists of 3 mini collections and they have an eyeshadow palette, a jelly highlighter and also a sparkly lip topper as well. So I'm going to be sharing with you the silver collection. I've already shared with you the gold. That will be linked down below for you. But this looks amazing. I was really excited about this whole collection because last year they actually had the Life on the Dance Floor collection and I absolutely loved these. This one in particular was my favourite and it was the VIP. So you can see that that is sparkly and then this is what they look like this year. So this is the glitter. It's like crushed metal, isn't it? Beautiful. They are smaller actually, but they are totally different inside. So that is why they've changed that. But yeah, this is last year. So you've got the glitter. And then this time it is, like I said, like a crushed metal. It's absolutely beautiful. And it looks like it's got some depth to it, even though it's flat. So it is just an illusion. Absolutely beautiful. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing with you the silver collection today. You can see it's very shiny, very beautiful. I've actually got the gold collection, which I shared with you a couple of days ago, sitting on my tabletop, and it just looks beautiful. And I'm sure that this one is going to be equally as stunning on the top. I'll have to rotate them. Okay, so this is the eyeshadow palette. Of course, you've now seen the silver top. You've got the Revolution logo there. I'm not keen on this. It's a sticker. It really ruins the effect for me, and it gives you the weight, which is 6 shadows at 0.04 ounces or 1.3 grams, and then you have 14 eyeshadows at 0.02 ounces or 0.65 grams. So you're getting 14 smaller eyeshadow pans, and they have regular, matte and shimmer. And I'm sure in this one there's a foil as well. And then the 6 larger pans you'll see in a moment at the top, they are something a little bit different. I don't really know how to explain them because we've got shimmers, we've got foils, but these feel soft. They are still foiled, but they are just stunning. On the back you get a little bit of information. So the pans are numbered, but I'm sure that they're all named. And this one is cruelty free. And then it gives you a little bit of information there, as you can see. So the back is black and shiny. Then when we open it up, you have a large mirror like that. And I'm going to turn it upside down. So there you can see. So these are the top shades, and they are those. They're very different, they're very soft, they're very beautiful. I certainly wouldn't, press your finger in too deep or, really dig in there because I think it could damage them because they are that soft. So that's those 6. And then you have 14 eyeshadows. You've got with different, I don't know what I was trying to say there, with different formulas. So you've got matte, you've got a shimmer, and I'm sure there's one here, this one here, looked a little bit foiled, but these are something a little bit special. And if you like the look of these, I would certainly try them just for those top 6 shades alone. They are stunning. Now this palette retails for £10. You can pick it up from either revolutionbeauty.com or you can pick it up from superdrug.com or Superdrug stores, because I shared with you on my Instagram pictures of it actually in situ in Superdrug. I was really amazed to come across it actually, because they are relatively new. So yeah, they are in store at the moment, and they are also within Superdrug on a 3 for 2 offer, which is just amazing. So you can purchase the palette, the jelly highlighter, and then of course get the lip product free, which is just amazing. Or of course you can get the palette, or perhaps you could get all 3 palettes, but if you wanted this particular collection you can definitely get the lip product free. So let's move on to the actual eye look. So what I'm going to do is share with you one product from the collection, then I'll go through the swatch and then a try on, and then we'll move on to the next one, because otherwise it's going to get very confusing. Okay. So what I'm first of all going to do, I'm not going to swatch all of the shadows. We know what the formulas are like with Revolution shades. So I'm going to swatch the top 6 shades. I'll also put a picture or a mini video like I did with the other 6 from the gold collection on my Instagram, so you can see it close up and personal, but I thought I would share these with you. What I will say initially is, because I'm so into golds at the moment, that I wasn't initially going to get this, but there is one standout shade which I am so pleased I got the palette for, because I've moved away from pinks and purples now. I'm really into golds and that kind of, you know, tone. But yeah, I'm really pleased I actually picked this up. So let's start off with the swatches. So the first one in the pan is called Participate. I'm thinking, how do I say that? So that's Participate. Here we go. And that is one swatch. They are so soft, like I say, and they tend to go on and on. Well, you just saw that with the swatch. It just, yeah, it's amazing. I'll do the one on camera next for you. So the next one is Ready. Again, they're in rose gold, the names, so sometimes it's difficult to read, and that's why I got confused with the first one. So let's do this one. So this is Ready. It just goes on and on there. The next one is called Paris. Wow. So that's Paris. You can see how good the formula is. I don't know what it is, what they've done differently with these, but these are amazing. The next one is Nightlife. There we go. It's like a foil, but it's like a cream to powder. But it is a powder, but it feels like a cream at the same time. It is just stunning. So that's the first 4. Then we move on to Love Note, which I love the colour of this. Oh, look at that. Wow. So that's Love Note. And this is my all-time favourite shade from the whole of the palette. Now initially, and as I always do with my eye looks, I actually put the shadows on this eye first, as I always do, so I know generally what I'm going to be doing. And initially I thought, I'm not too keen on this palette. It's got a lot of grey in here, which I'm not that keen on. You know, I just don't like that kind of shadow for me. And I don't know, Reveal, which is another shade I went in with first, which you'll see in a moment, didn't really like that. And I thought, how am I going to make this this eye look, you know, work for me? And it was this shade, which is called Cop Out, and it is stunning. So here we go with this one. Now, it is a duochrome. It just looks beautiful. I must admit that it didn't swatch terribly well, did it? Let me just try that again. Go over the top of that. No, it certainly didn't swatch like the others, but it looks beautiful on the eye, and I love that shade. So let me just turn it round to show you. So that's all 6 of the shades. Absolutely stunning. So you've got just beautiful. That one's like a blackberry shade. I mean, you've got all different shades that you could want in the top row there, but the rest of the palette is quite cool toned. And like I say, there's too much of this, I think, on this side. It's very grey. I'm not really keen on those, but you know, it is a cool tone pan. It's just, I suppose I'm so into those golden tones that it's going to take me a little while to get used to pinks and purples and things like that again. But I mean, I love the eye look. So I'm just going to swap a few things around. Sorry if I'm jogging the mirror. I just want to put my, sorry if I'm jogging the camera, I'm putting my mirror up. There we go. So that I can actually see what I'm doing. You can tell it's Monday and I haven't filmed for one day. Okay, right. So I'm going to start off with the shade Reveal, and it is this one here. That one there. Now it's one of those shades that looks grey, but it's got some pink and purple to it. Of course I'm using this, which is my, in fact actually no, I'm going to use a clean one if I've brought it in. That's it. I'm going to use this, which is a Primark PS Eye Contour brush. So I'm now going into the shade Reveal. And I'm going, I did set the eye. There we go, that's better. Okay, so I'm going to not go on the lid at all. This is actually starting off with quite a deep shade, but it does blend out beautifully. So I'm just going to take that up like that. What I will say is that it just, and I'm going to do the eye look exactly like I did the first one and talk you through the shades. What I will say is that it looks more plum in the pan, but actually when you then blend it out, it goes grey like that. Now a couple of days ago I actually shared with you a palette that had a similar pan, but it was the other way around. So basically what it had was, it had a grey eyeshadow, but it actually turned pinky purple on the eye. This one is totally different. So in the pan it looks like a pink purple, but on the eye you can see that it blends out grey. So this is actually what threw me to start with. So I'm just going to put a little bit more on. Now again, you put it on and blend it, and again it does the same thing. It's just such a strange shade. It starts off quite pinky purpley, but then when you blend it out it goes to this grey tone, which is, like I say, it threw me to start with, and I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with that? Now what I'm going to do is just pop a little bit of that underneath the eye. I mean, you can even see when it goes on the brush, the same brush, it's gone on pinky purpley, and then on the eye blended out it looks grey. Very, very odd colour. So I'm just going to pop that all the way along. Like that. And again, it's done exactly the same thing. It's gone like a, very, very strange. It's just gone grey. You know, it's a nice colour, but it just threw me from how it looked in the pan. And I'm actually finding that with a lot of Revolution eyeshadows at the moment. There's been, I think, the last 3 or 4 eyeshadow palettes that there's been a shade or two within them that looks, you know, looks a certain way in the actual palette, but then on the eye it goes on differently, which some have really surprised me. That certainly surprised me, because I thought, what am I going to do now? But anyway, I'm now going to go into this shade, which is Impressionable. That one there. What I will also say is you've got those 6 pans at the top that are shimmer, and you've also got quite a few that are shimmery in the 2 rows below. So you've got quite a number of shimmers there. So if you like, I don't know, if you like this kind of a base, which obviously I'm going to put on the shade Impressionable in a moment, but if you like that kind of base, then that is really good, because then you've obviously got all of the shimmers to then apply and change it up a little bit. But there's not too many matte shades in here. You can see that that one is a matte. That one next to it is a matte. So we've got that one, and that one in the bottom row. as well as this one. So we've got that one, that one, that one and that one. And then in this one we've got this, which is a cream, and then we have that one there. So in the middle row you've only got two there, but obviously you've got that one, that one, that one and that one. So 4, 5, 6 shades within this palette that are matte. So like I say, generally you're either going to have a grey eyeshadow base or you're going to have a grey transitional and deepening it up with this colour, because I suppose this is the deeper one as well. But you can see what I mean. So this really was the only option for me to go with on the base, other than applying that grey, and I'm not a great big fan of grey. So now I'm going to deepen it up with the Impressionable shade, and this one does go on true to how you see it in the pan, but it took me quite a while to actually blend it out, because that first shade is so cool and grey. It's going on a little bit better because obviously I knew what to expect. But still, it's got still a lot of cool. It looks a little bit different in person to what it does on the camera, because the grey is here. It's such a strange shade. I'm going to take that up quite high now. I'm going to actually do that on the other eye as well. I'm also going to put this underneath. I think if it wasn't for the top row, and I just had the bottom 2 rows as an eyeshadow palette, this would certainly not be my favourite. Yeah, I'm still not particularly liking this combination. I wish that there was something more. Perhaps it's just me not liking the grey tones, and like I say, I've got to get used to, you know, these pinks, because I have been so in love with those yellow warm tones throughout the summer. Okay, I'm just getting my fluffy brush. I'm just going to blend that out there a little bit, like that. Okay, I think it's similar. Like that. Okay, now what I did was, because I looked at that cop out shade to start with and I couldn't actually tell that it was as pink and as beautiful as it was, so I initially went in with the shade Paris, which is this shade here. So it's like that blackberry shade. So I'm going to go in with that, and I went in with it all over the lid this time, but these feel like a cream. It's like a cream to powder. It's a very, very different formula to what I have ever tried before. And like I said, when I shared with you the Gilded palette, which is the more warm tone palette, I really wish that they had or would bring out a whole palette dedicated to just that formula, because it is just outstanding. So then I looked at that and I thought, I'm going to try Cop Out Over the Top, which is that beautiful shade, that one there. Love that. didn't swatch so well on the arm, but it does go on so beautifully on the eye. So I'm just going to put that over the top. I wanted something a little bit lighter. I'm just going to put more cop out on this side so that they tend to wear the same. Wow, love that. Absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to show you it again. So there it is on the arm. This is the one that I've used first of all as a base, because that would be just a little bit too light for me at the moment. I wanted something with a little bit of depth, so I went in with that first of all, but then lightened it up with that. It is beautiful. I love it. Then what I wanted was obviously the inner corner. So I went in with the shade Code, which is on the bottom row, and it's a shimmer. So I'm using for that my PS Pro shading eye brush, that one there. So I'm just going to pop that on the inner corner. And just mix that into the eye, the lid shade there, a little bit more needed. Gorgeous. Like that. So that's the eye look complete using the palette. So now what I'm going to do is get my liner, which as always is the Revolution HD Smoky Liner in black. It's also waterproof and it works so well. Like that. Just going to clean my hands. Whenever I use that product, I always get it on my hands. Okay, so then I wanted to apply the mascara, which as always is the Mascara Revolution from Revolution. So I'm just going to clean a little bit of product off there. As always, and just then apply that. Like that. So that is the eye look complete. I'll just give you a little bit of a close up of that. Absolutely beautiful. I must say that that last shade that I applied really saved, so Cop Out really saved the look for me. That first shade that I applied, the base shade, it looked beautiful in the pan, but it just came off a little bit too grey on application. So I wasn't particularly keen on that, and it just, for me, just didn't work with the second shade. There needed to be a little bit more or more shadow base shades in there for me, matte. Okay, now moving on to the second product, which is called the Jelly Highlighter. This is in the shade Dazzling, which looks like this. So again, that metal look lid with Revolution on the top, sorry, the logo. Then on the back we have the name of the product, Jelly Highlighter, in the shade Dazzling, of course. This one retails for £6 and you can pick it up from revolutionbeauty.com as well as superdrug.com and Superdrug stores. I did actually find this in the store on Saturday, and that's how I picked it up. Initially I wasn't going to get this one because it is very light. But I loved the golden tone so much that I went with this one as well. So I'm really intrigued to see what this one looks like on the skin. Now, these are such strange, whoops, my mascara for the first time has touched, there we go, that's better. Yeah, these are such strange products. I've never tried anything like this, and I'm very, very intrigued to see how this one applies, and you'll see what I mean. So when you touch it, it's like that, but you do get some left on the skin. So let me just swatch this first of all for you. So that's Dazzling, absolutely beautiful. So now what I'm going to do is start applying it. I think I'll apply it this side first of all, see how we get on. So again, I'm going to pop. I don't want too much because it is quite light. Let's see how this one works. Okay. Because the golden one, the golden tone, it really did blend beautifully. Oh my goodness. So if I can find, because I don't like usually light highlighters because they usually leave a cast on my skin and it looks like a Neapolitan ice cream. So you usually have the, you know, shimmer here, you then have the blush, and then you have the bronzer or contour. That is just not something that I want on my skin. I like it well blended, and that's why I've never worn you know, a lighter highlight, because I always feel that I have like a grey kind of cast on my skin. Now, I was so impressed with this, that is why I picked this up. There is not a cast at all. When I look from the front, I cannot see the highlight, but there is a beautiful sheen. I hope you can see it, but you can never see it that well until I put it on this side. So let's try this highlight on this side and see what it looks like. Oh, I think this could be my very first light highlight that has worked and not given me a cast on my face. Oh wow. And this is why I picked this up, because I was so impressed with the gold version. I am again really impressed. What it does is it's like, obviously it's a jelly, you can see that within the actual pot there, but when you blend it in, it just melts. It melts into the skin, and I absolutely love it. I think I'm going to put some more over here that I've got left. It just blends into the skin. There's no cast that I get from, you know, a light powder. It just blends and it is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, again, very a lot of veries there, impressed with this. I have never ever come across a liquid or gel, in this case a jelly highlight. I've never used a jelly highlight, this is my second go, but I've never used a liquid highlight, I suppose I should say, that has given me, especially a light one. I've never tried one as light as this that looks as good as that on my skin tone. I do have quite a, I suppose, warm skin tone, and that's another reason why, you know, I always go for the warmer tones, but that is just absolutely stunning. So that is the shade Dazzling. Now for the next, and again, this is something else that I don't usually go for. I've now put product all over it. Let me just clean that up. I don't usually go for this product either, because I'm not really into very light lip products. I mean, this is probably as light as I will go. The products that I'm actually wearing, before I share with you what the next product is, I'm wearing the lip liner, which is getting shorter and shorter with each video because I wear this every single day. So this is the Revolution Renaissance lip liner in Chauffeur. I need to stock up on those. I missed out on getting those on Saturday. Got home and thought, I knew I'd forgotten something, as you always do, and the actual lipstick is from the Revolution Pro Supreme lipstick, and this is Rebellious. If you like a very matte lip, you will like this shade. It is stunning, very matte, very long wearing. If you don't like such a matte lipstick, try Heroine. Very similar shade, but it's much more of a cream formula rather than matte. So that is what I'm wearing, and this is what I'm going to be sharing next. So it's the Revolution Lip Topper in Fortune. So again, it's the lip topper with the silver top, and it looks like this. Absolutely love the shape of these. Again, these look really expensive. They look like certainly much more expensive than the £4, I think it's £4 that you pay for this. Absolutely stunning. Let's look at the applicator. So it looks like that, quite thin on one side, quite regular sized on the other. And let me just swatch this beside. The applicator is actually quite bendy as well. Just going to double that up so you can see. And that is what that looks like next to the highlight. I'm very intrigued to see what this looks like on the lip. I am so impressed with that. Okay, here we go. Oops. Now what I'm going to do is the same as I always do, apply a little bit and then pat it out. Oh wow. Again, I thought I wasn't going to be able to wear this because it's just too light. Putting more on. Oh, that is beautiful. Let me put it on the top now. Actually, that just goes on very nicely, just applied. Oh my goodness, I am in love. Now this is what I don't like about lip toppers. They change it, or you apply a little bit of lipstick. I've got a regular, just a wipe here, regular baby wipe that I use in my videos to wipe my hands or swatches, and I've just wiped it. Obviously do it immediately, and that has come off completely, because otherwise if you get lipstick on here and over time keep putting it back in here, this will not be as well as beautiful as it is. It will change and go a deeper colour. But wow, that is stunning. Now what I will say is I have shared with you and tried actually I think it's is it the rose gold? Anyway, I've tried one of the other shades. I've got another one to share with you actually. And what I will say is that even though these are lip toppers, they last quite a long while. I was amazed last week when I put the first one on, ate my lunch, and afterwards it was still there. When it wore down, you know, throughout the day, so for example when I take my lipstick off, and I was testing it so I didn't reapply it on that particular day, but when I went to bed and had, you know, when I was just about to remove my makeup, I don't wear my makeup in bed, but when I was just about to remove it, the glossiness had gone, which obviously lip glossers, lip toppers, it will happen, whether you purchase it for £20 or in this case £4, but it left a beautiful, like very minuscule glitter, very minute particles of glitter on my lip, and it was beautiful. I am really, really impressed with that. I absolutely love the look of it. I'm starting to get into lip toppers and lip gloss again, and I love how it looks. The eyeshadows, let's go through the products. This eyeshadow palette, now my favourite so far is Gilded. I think it's still, now that I've tried this one, it is still my favourite. I love the look of the palette. I love these 6 shades at the top, and I particularly love this one here, that duochrome called Copal. but I just feel that there's not enough matte shades. You've got this one here, you've got that one there, which is on the shade of grey on application, and then you've got all of these, or not all, but those two grey tones, and then you've got not a champagne cream, and then more of a champagne cream. So really, if you like grey, you're going to love this. So if you like a grey matte base, you're going to love it, and then it will give you just that deeper, you can see that colour on my eye, like a deeper pink tone, warm, yeah. You know what I'm trying to say, that kind of colour on your lid. So that's really the only rosy tone you've got in here. Everything else is shimmery, and then you've got these intense, I would say cream to powder shimmers on the top. But if you like a cool palette, you will love this, especially if you love grey. Grey on my eyes, I'm just not 100%, but I absolutely love what I've done today. I've managed to make it work for me, and I think really it was all down to that lid shade. I think out of all of the products that I've tried so far, this has to be the star of the show. It is a highlighter, and I'm talking the two shades that I've shared with you, the gold lid and this one called Dazzling. I think this formula is amazing. It is absolutely beautiful. I never wear these kind of shades. Obviously, you know that if you're a regular viewer, and the reason is it's because they just leave me with a cast, and I don't like that. I like things to look, I don't know, I just don't like that grey cast anyway, and that's what it gives me. This doesn't, you can see that there, it actually gives me that shimmer without it being, it doesn't add anything else. It just gives me that shimmer that I want, so that when the light hits certain parts of my face, like light does, it just gives me that kind of a look. So really impressed with this, and I would recommend this. Out of all of the products, definitely try this. Okay, the last product is the lip topper. I am again really impressed with this. Absolutely stunning product. It looks beautiful on the skin. It looks very expensive, but it's not expensive. It's only £4. So yeah, really, really love this. And you've got, again, 3 shades to choose from. So again, I would recommend this. If you want to purchase the eyeshadow palettes, then what I would say is that they are still good quality products, but it's those 6 shades at the top that are just outstanding. Like I say, if Revolution did a whole pan dedicated to those, I would certainly pick it up, because they are just stunning. Absolutely love the eye look, but the lid shade is just the one that I absolutely love the most out of my whole eye look. Of course, I would love to hear your thoughts. A little bit of a longer video, because I really wanted to share with you a try on using all of the products. Love to hear your thoughts on the 3 that I've shared with you today. What are you liking the look of on my face? Which product do you love? Have you tried these, and what are your thoughts? I'll just leave you, as always, with those 6 swatches. So those are the 6 from the top, those beautiful shimmers, and then we have the highlight and then the lip topper there. You can see that even though it looks very icy, it looks beautiful over a warm lipstick, and that highlight is incredible. Okay, so keep those comments coming in, as always, whether you like the product or don't like the product. It's absolutely fine. If you don't like it, then that's great, and if you do like it, that's great also, but I really want to hear your thoughts. So yeah, love to hear those. And of course, if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would absolutely love it if you subscribed to my channel to watch further videos. But until tomorrow, as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.